Hi, this is Brandon Smiley from thirstgym.com. Today we're talking about an exercise called the dumbbell skull crusher. This is very similar to the exercise with the barbell. However, we're going to use dumbbells in this case. There's a couple subtle differences and key important things I think you take away from this exercise versus the barbell version. The first is with the barbell, we're stuck in a pronated position, which can be very hard on the elbows long term. With the dumbbells, we're in a neutral grip position, so when we come down, not only get a greater range of motion, which is automatically probably going to limit the amount of weight that you can use, but also since that happens, we're going to have less wear and tear on the actual elbow joint itself. We're that pronated position, having that rotated and come down. You're going to start to feel a lot of stress down here without even doing anything, and then you start adding in, potentially 100, 150 pounds on your heavy skull crushers, the really big guys. That's going to cause a lot of problems. So a neutral grip that actually feels tremendously better, and it's also just obviously we're not going to be in a pronated position and have everything at the elbow joint twisted. We got to think about how our radius and ulna work here and have that twisted when we come down. We're in a neutral grip position. That's not so much the case, right? So keep that in mind when you're doing this. Also with the dumbbells, each arm is working independently a little bit more. So in a barbell, it's very similar to basically a barbell bench press versus a dumbbell bench press. You've got one implement, everything's working together as a unit. Here you've got two implements, so you're going to be able to find if one arm is a little bit weaker than the other, it's not pulling its slack, then you have the potential to be able to attack one arm over the other if you happen to notice that there's a big discrepancy there. So what you need is a pair of dumbbells. You can do these on a bench, or you can do them on the floor. Either one's fine. I'm just doing it on a bench for this example. But you're going to have your pair of dumbbells. You're going to rock back in your dumbbell bench position. Pretty much a neutral grip dumbbell bench position, feet rooted on the floor, everything else the same. Elbows stay high, dumbbells come back by your shoulders, and then you're pretty much going to try to throw them across the room. So here, up. What we don't want to do when we come up is we don't want to go like this. That's a rolling tricep extension. We usually do that on the floor. Again, there's nothing wrong with it, but know which exercise you're actually doing. If you're doing your dumbbell skull crushers, you actually want to be strict and make sure you're actually keeping those elbows in the whole time. That way we are less likely to use our lateral head in the exercise. So when it comes to programming these, on average, 3 to 4 sets of 8 to 12 reps is probably where you're going to be in most cases than not. You could put these in as a finisher for 4 to 5 sets of 15 to 20 reps. However, you definitely want to make sure the loads stay light. You really are probably chasing blood flow in that area, which in most cases I would probably argue you probably want to use a band or cable for the time under tension aspect, where you're going to be locking this out every time and basically taking the tension off until you go back down. So, because you will have obviously your elbow will be stacked on top of each other. But that's for a different discussion, but that's the way that I would do it. Think of this as a heavy extension exercise you can put in your training programs. After you've done some of your bench and other accessory work, you can kind of hit these kind of heavy and then move on to some press downs and be done. So if you got any questions, leave them in the comment section. Thanks. Have a great day.